I got. I don't know if you can hear that. I have got a mock-up of the SENsible SENCO 26-27 planner. It is a mock-up, and it was a bit of a muck-up as well at the same time. Do you know they charge £1,000 to do a mock-up copy of plans? £1,000, and they still got it wrong. Hey ho. At least it means we can correct it before we actually get the real thing out there. I bet you want to see what's inside, don't you? Shall we have a look? So, visualizer, yay, she worked. There you go, there's the cover. We've gone for a relatively plain cover this year. It won't have the great big red band across the middle, don't worry. It's got a slight grid background to it, which I'm pretty sure you can see, and it's just got the bit of turquoise and a bit of pale lilac down in the corner. The back cover will be like the part here, so it's going to be fairly plain, kind of gridded background, probably with the two swirls on it, but it won't have anything else. They put last year's back cover on it. You will notice as well that we've changed the binding, so we had quite a few. We've had about 3 people who have managed to completely wreck their binding. We did send those back to our supplier, and the conclusion was it's the way they've been handled and thrown around as opposed to the actual binding not being sufficient. But we did ask them to look at an alternative binding, and they've come up with this one for us, which apparently is indestructible until I get hold of it. We will have the pockets either on the inside, front or back. This one's got a plastic one on the inside back cover at the moment, so it's down at the bottom there. So we will make sure that's in there too. Right, what have we got? Whoa, features we've got this year. So we have got some cardboard tabs. So we have managed to tab it, and they are stick-out tabs this year. There is actually going to be more tabs in there. These ones are not in the correct place, so they are there as demonstration only, but we're going to make sure that the sections are separated out for you. The unfortunate thing of putting tabs into it is that it does make it heavier, but it also makes it more expensive. So whilst I want to support that side of it and put the tabs in, I also have to be very conscious of the fact that the costs creep up rapidly. We've got our general disclaimer at the front there. Still got the All About Me page, and it says setting, not school, because we know that some of you are in nurseries and FE and you prefer to not to be referred to as a school. So that's sorted. It is generally black and white, but with some colour pages. Okay. We've got our contacts pages. Most of us have got contacts in our Outlook calendar now, so it's only somewhere to scribble them. If you're in a meeting and somebody gives you some contact details and you can't add it to your phone or your laptop at that point in time, it's not designed as your main address book, is probably the best way of describing that, and that's why it's only 2 pages. Bit of information about SENsible SENCO. Chances are you're probably a SENsible SENCO member if you are purchasing this planner. Remember that if you are a SENsible SENCO school member, your planner comes as part of your package, provided you have a live membership at the point that they are sent out, which is in July. So they are available for pre-order for anybody who is not a SENsible SENCO school member. So that's anybody who's an individual member. They are available for pre-order. We are limiting numbers. We are only going to be ordering 700 of them. That's quite deliberate. 700 it brings the price point to one that we can afford to put the money up front for it. Excuse me. But also it's about the right number for us to be able to sell. So we've got the dividers. The dividers are relatively oh, that's not a divider, sorry, that's a section page, so it will be a divider. We've got the idea that it's broken into this year And then we've got the monthly bit as well. So this one will be card eventually. And we've got our 2026-2027, so you can see the dates on there. Then got our 2 original pages, so subscription renewals and important dates. I use this for not necessarily EHCs, because I tend to put those in the calendar bits a bit further on, but anything that I need to remember to do. So not that I do Neurodiversity Week or anything else like that, because as you know, I don't agree with them being a week. It should be something that goes on all the time. But if that was an event I was participating in, I would put those in here. They're important dates to remember. Annual reviews, so I put within the monthly sections. Subscription renewals, I think that's quite important for us actually, because we do forget, and then either you get charged for a license that you didn't realise you were going to get charged for, or it lapses because that company doesn't have it on whatever the word is, where it rotates through, and we then can't do what we need to do at some point. We've got a page here which you can photocopy. It's one of the few you can photocopy in there, but it's the SEN development plan, and it's not an amazing one, but it's just where you could store your key things. So what are your main foci this year? What are we going to be concentrating on? We've then got our month by month sections. This is one of our turquoise pages. Again, it's got a faint purple grid to it as well. And then we go into our monthly section. We did take feedback on this. You do prefer it on one page, so you can see 2 pages at once. So that's what we've gone with. We've also gone with the 2 boxes down at the bottom, so a to-do and a note, and they are dated pages. So should be correct. We will double check that though. And that goes through. So we start it in August 26. Those schools in, excuse me, Leicester and Scotland that have gone back. And we take it all the way through to September 27. And the reason for that is we know some schools will need to plan things probably around about June, July time that are going to fall into the beginning of the next academic year. Wherever we have to fill a gap, so here I want to start a new section. Wherever we have to fill a gap, we've thrown in either a to-do page or a notes page, so that's why they're randomly scattered through the books. It's not because I lost the plot, it's because we needed to fill something in on there for you. This is one of it's not one of our card pages. Oh, there's a to-do list on the back of that one. So we're on to our week by week, and then we've got our sections. So we're going to do a tab for each month of the year, and then get the cost, and then cry, and then probably go, actually, we're not going to put them in month by month, but we will double check and make sure we can afford to do it. Got the to-do list over on the left-hand side there, so that's your to-do list for this month. Any adverts, any advertising is on the back of those dividers. So please remember that whilst we do have to charge for the planners, or it's included in your school membership costs, we are not making a massive profit on it. Think I can count it on one hand, which is never a profit to us anyway, because we plough everything back in again. But to be able to afford to purchase them up front, we do go out to our partners and they will advertise within these. So they will contribute some money towards that, which also helps us to keep the cost down, to be fair, because we're then able to order. As I say, 700 means that it's cost effective for us, whereas if we only ordered 300, or only ordered those ones that we need for school memberships, then we just wouldn't be able to do that. It becomes something like £45 a copy. I don't know what it is. Anyway, to do this, we have stuck with a similar format to we've had in previous years. We've moved the bullet points and the flag down to the bottom of the section, and we have put the date at the top, and it is only a Monday to Friday. So if you have Saturday school, I do apologise. There is a notes and an additional reminders section down there as well. The reason we go for Monday to Friday is because we don't believe you should be working on your weekends. But if you need to make a note for yourself for something, you've got that space over here. We've put the dates at the top. It has been a challenge to put the dates at the top, and I do know that there is a mistake a little bit later on, so I won't flick through all of the sections. So we will adjust that though as well before we publish. So as you can see, it goes through. If anything that you see on the pages, the only decoration is perhaps like down in this bottom corner, which you can't see because my thing's in the way, is part of our logo. So I've got a bit going across that bottom corner there, I've got a bit going across that top corner there. That's the only decoration that's actually on there. So we try to end each one, like I say, with a notes section, and we try to start each one with a to-do list for you. So that's your to-dos for that month. So we could go through, and we've got all of those monthly sections. She said skipping through them. June. So it starts in August, July. And then we haven't got an August one, so we go to the end of July. My own son actually breaks up on this date here, 27th. So we have gone quite as late as we can with it. We have got some pages that we will probably update based on the white paper and potential legal changes. So at the moment we've got a wish list for 26-27. Whether we keep that will depend on how much information we need to put in there for you. And I didn't have time to sort the quotes out, but we'll put some new quotes pages in for you. So you've got your SENCO Summer Survival Guide, things you're not going to do over the summer, but again, if we need to use it for a legal page, we will do. We have got a little bit of the August section there. I think we've got the first week of it, just in case you want to write what you're going to do over August, to-do list. And then for September and October, we have included them, but not with the weekly planning. And the reason for that is you should have your new planner by then. But we also know that there might be something that you want to plan ahead with, so you've got a to-do list that kind of goes with that. In terms of notes pages, meetings pages, we've reduced it right the way down. And the reason for that is actually most people don't use it for notes and meetings. They're using it to keep a track of what needs to be done when, and more like a portable to-do list. But we are also exploring creating a separate notes book. It's an interesting one because we also get asked, can we have this electronically? And of course, if I do it electronically, then it makes it quite difficult to lock it down to one person. And then, there are a whole gamut of issues that go with it. Plus the fact that if it's electronic, of course, it is subject to GDPR. So you would have to submit any of the content if you had an SAR request from a family. Whereas a personal planner, handwritten, is not subject to the same things. So just make sure you occasionally write your shopping list in there and your hairdresser's appointment and your opticians, and it's classed as a personal planner. Why am I telling you how to do that? Anyway, so yeah, we've got a couple of pages at the back there for notes and meetings and things, but it's not designed to keep all of your meeting notes in there. And to be honest, if I think about all the meetings I've been in, when I'm doing an annual review, I'm writing on the annual review document, or I'm typing directly into a screen or a hub. If I'm sitting in a meeting with parents, or with professionals, I've usually got an agenda in front of me, and if I really do need to scribble something down, I'm going to be scribbling it on that. Personally, when I'm in meetings these days, I'm using a transcript agent, so I'm recording it and I get the transcript at the end of it, so I don't actually need to take notes. I can have 100% attention on the audience. So it's we're finding more and more people moving away from actually producing handwritten notes and meeting notes. So they're just there to scribble if necessary because there's nowhere else to put that note. So that is our Sensible SENCO Planner for 2026, 2027, and I am really looking forward to a nice purple planner, of course. Who wouldn't want a nice purple planner? It's a nice colour. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.